Do you know what happened to Miki McKenzie from the Loch Ness Horror, the lead actress in that?
I have no idea what happened to her. I don't know where she went. I don't know. I don't even remember at the time. Wasn't she married to a Japanese actor? I think,
I don't know a lot, but I just thought she was good and a very beautiful lady and nice. I don't know a lot about her. That's why I'm asking you.
She's very sweet, very fun to work around. You know, I don't remember that well. I remember she was always there, always knew her lines, and never a problem at all. I mean, you know, right there and on the money. So, yeah.
You know they made the Nessie. You know they made that Nessie because it looks so real. People said it did, and I thought it did.
Well, now that was
the guys. I know the guys' names. I saw the names that made it on the credits.
Peter Chesney.
Yeah.
Now Peter Chesney has gone on to do a bunch of Coen Brothers films. Peter Chesney, I spoke to him about 4 years ago. All of those incredible special effects they do with the Coen Brothers, the bullet hits and everything, starting with Miller's Crossing. These are splinter hits and hardwood floors. Beautiful stuff that he did, and then also with No Country for Old Men, really great stuff.
They're all brothers. Cohen, Cohen. Is that how you spell it? Cohen
brothers, yeah.
Do you know Larry? You know Larry Cohen, the director? They're not related, are they? He did like It's Alive and.
No.
Okay. I was asking him to see. Okay.
You don't know the Coen Brothers?
No, yeah. See, I know something. I can't know everything.
The Coen Brothers, they're wonderful. Coen Brothers did one of my favorite films, Barton Fink. They did No Country for Old Men. They did The Big Lebowski.
I've heard of that. Seen parts of that.
Raising Arizona.
When did they first come out?
They did The Man Who Wasn't There and Fargo.
When did they first come out, Jeff? When did they first come on?
I think Blood Simple was their first film, and I think it was the late 80s, probably. Or actually, maybe the mid-80s.
Yeah, the only one I heard of was that Big Lebowski. I have to check them out.
Oh, well, Barton Fink is one of my favorite films of all time. It won the Palme d'Or, and I worked with their producer for a while on some stuff. But, the Coen Brothers are a must-see. Some of their films are really remarkable as far as cinema. They've had some questionable films like everyone does, but you have to check them out.
Do you remember how they made that Nessie in that movie? Was it real big or was it they made it look bigger? Do you remember anything about that?
Oh yeah, because we had to, as being a grip on that, we had to help sink her in the water. It was a big framework and all kind of hydraulic hoses and everything.
It was hydraulically controlled, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Was it a whole body, or was it just like part? Would they have the whole thing with the flippers, or was it just they had only part of it and they had to keep the rest in the water so you couldn't tell? How did they?
Exactly. They had the hump and the tail, the neck, and the head, and then they just kept it underwater. But that was that was quite something hauling that thing around.
Was it? Do you remember how big it was? Do you remember how big it was?
It was huge. It was big. I couldn't give you dimensions, but it was huge. And I guess after they, Peter and was it his brother? No, it was his partner. I can't remember his partner's name. They had a big warehouse where they had all their stuff. They since moved to the East Coast somewhere. But they had Nessie in there. We called her Nessie when we were done. And they parked her there and just kind of left her as special effects guys are always doing this. Always hang on to all their old props. And so they had it there. And evidently John Landis was visiting them one day for a film and saw it and fell in love with it. And I don't remember the details, but either John Landis bought it and gave it to an amusement park, or an amusement park.
And John Landis, the film director, right? He did American Werewolf in London. I've seen somewhere with that Nessie with the bow tie. I'm like, what did they do that Nessie? Like, what the hell? I've seen something with the bow tie and it was that Nessie. I'm like, from your dad's. I'm like, why did they? What did they do to that Nessie?
And Nessie and like giving it to a park and back east or something. I should follow up on it and find out. But somebody was really taken with it and did that. But trying to think, I guess that was one of my dad's last films.
That was a commentary recorded an interview on Zoom with the son of famed ultra low budget filmmaker Larry Buchanan. His name is Jeff Buchanan. That was one of his dad's last films, as he said. That was 1982. It was released. Down on Us was released in '84, and then Good Night, Sweet Maryland '89, and the Copper Scroll of Mary Magdalene. He's a co-director on Larry, his dad, 2004.
And he's familiar with your line of work, Derek.
That was recorded on July 11/20/21. He lives in California. There's a whole over 2-hour interview with that I did with him on his dad's films, and it's going to be an article in Pitverse magazine. Either this year or next year it's going to end up in there, and it's probably got to be an anthology because there's so much stuff he talked about. And you can read his, I want to read his autobiography his dad wrote, and then focus on some of the movies. Probably 8 of my pick. This movie was shot in, I think, on the border of Tahoe in California. That's where Lake Tahoe is at. I was going to ask him more why they didn't shoot Loch Ness really at the Loch Ness Lake, because this is Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. But he said email him any questions and he'll answer it, so I'll have to ask him if that was shot, why that wasn't shot there.
I'll get it, Jack. I'll get it.
Miki McKenzie I looked before. I don't really know much about her. She hasn't done a lot of things. Like, I looked at her before, and she's in this. This movie didn't do well when it came out. It was PG theatrical film, and it sounds like the roar of the Nessie came from the TIE fighters from Star Wars. It was recycled, possibly. I forgot to ask him that also. But Stuart Lancaster plays Professor Pratt in this, and he did narration in some of Russ Meyer's 70s sexploitation films. It's sort of pornos, but they have comedy, and they're really funny. Some sexy ladies and some good actors in it. It's really funny. All the actors in them are very funny. Sandy Kenyon plays Professor George Sanderson. I haven't seen, he's on the screen right now. I haven't seen a lot of his work. And of course, Larry's other son, Larry Buchanan, plays Spencer Dean from Texas, the University of Texas, to come find out about the Loch Ness Monster.
I will second that motion, sir.